Here's your wrestling news for May 14th, 2021. And your headlines for today include: why Zelina Vega was present at WWE Performance Center is revealed. Charlotte Flair is in the midst of another controversy. WWE fans are angry. Chris Jericho reportedly suffers legitimate injury. WWE employee being given a blade to cut Ric Flair's throat. Sting called out for snitching on wrestlers who were cheating on their wives. WWE looks to bring back fans in July following AEW announcement. Paige trolls fans with plastic surgery photo. Asuka talks dealing with racism against Asians in the United States, and more. We are starting today with Zelina Vega, who was recently spotted at the WWE's Performance Center months after her release in September 2020. At the time, Vega was fired mere minutes after she expressed her desire for unions in the workplace, and now we have a better idea what she's back for. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful is reporting that Vega was in the Performance Center to film something, and it turns out that she was filmed walking into the PC with Simone Johnson. The daughter of The Rock, Simone has yet to appear on WWE TV, though it's expected she'll have a big role to play when she eventually debuts. The report from Fightful also confirmed that Vega's return has been in the works for a while now, which explains why she didn't sign with any other promotion, despite her 90-day non-compete clause expiring earlier this year. Vega wasn't allowed to wrestle much during her first run in WWE, but she really wanted to. And this return could mean that she and WWE have come to an agreement over her wildly successful Twitch channel. We can't confirm whether Vega's appearance was for supplemental footage or whether there's plans to pair the two women together, but it seems like Zelina Vega is back in WWE. If you've been watching the news lately, you'll have seen an ongoing struggle between Israel and Palestine, and this has caused quite the controversy for Charlotte Flair. This week, Israeli actress Gal Gadot, best known for her role as Wonder Woman, expressed her support for Israel, saying it should be a free and safe place, and said she's praying for the victims of the conflict and their families. Several Twitter users saw that as a message in sole support of the Israeli forces in a tweet that was liked by the Queen of WWE. Many fans called out Flair for liking this tweet, with many arguing that Israel has been the aggressors in this latest conflict, and a small number of fans called out for WWE to cancel the Raw superstar. It should be noted that Flair had a lot of fans backing her up, with many saying it'd be unfair to cancel her and not Sami Zayn, who has shown support for Palestine. In response, Flair said that her liking the tweet from Gadot was a pocket-like, meaning she never meant to actually like the tweet, and that her phone was in her pocket when it happened. Flair also has some defenders in WWE, as Kayla Braxton hit out at cancel culture, saying, "Can we go one day without the need to cancel someone for saying or doing something we don't personally agree with?" This got a joking response from Shane Hurricane Helms, who said that fans should now cancel Kayla, a response that Braxton probably saw coming. Ultimately, this conflict doesn't show any signs of slowing down, and we're wishing that some sort of peaceful resolution can be found very soon. AEW news next, as last week's Blood and Guts match had a lot of wrestlers feeling worse for wear, including Chris Jericho. According to Brian Alvarez, who spoke on Wrestling Observer Radio, Jericho suffered a legitimate injury as part of his fall from the top of the cage at the end of the match, which may be a fracture of the elbow. It's unclear how severe Jericho's injury is or if he'll miss any in-ring time, but this does explain why Jericho showed up to Dynamite this week with his left elbow taped up and in a brace. On the show, MJF put out the challenge for the Pinnacle to face the Inner Circle in a Stadium Stampede match, with the stipulation that the Inner Circle must disband forever if they lose, and though that match hasn't been confirmed just yet, fans can expect it at AEW Double or Nothing on May 30th. Over to NXT, which has recently seen teases for the Diamond Mine on their 2-hour broadcasts. Though there's been speculation of the name being linked to stars such as Diamond Dallas Page or Tessa Blanchard, the name may not be in relation to a person at all. It was noted in PW Insider that the Diamond Mine idea could be the long-awaited second show of NXT, as there's been talks for NXT doing something with the Evolve brand, and a pilot episode has already been filmed. WWE hasn't made any official announcement regarding a second NXT show just yet, but it could be that the Diamond Mine is where the Gold brand will hone some of its newest stars before they make the jump to NXT. Now, Ric Flair may be one of wrestling's most legendary stars, but it's no secret that Teddy Long isn't a fan of the Nature Boy. In October of 2020, Long claimed that Flair had used racist language against him during their time in WCW, and this week, the former SmackDown general manager explained just how heated things got between the two. He told the Stories with Briscoe and Bradshaw podcast, "Gary Hart looked out for me. Gary Hart knew how Flair hated me, and Gary Hart made me a blade. This is my right hand to God, I have no reason to lie. He made a blade for me, and he gave it to me, and he said to me, if he keeps on bothering you, you take this blade and you cut his goddamn throat." We are thankful that things never got that bad and that Long never had to use the blade against Flair, and we're grateful that wrestling nowadays seems to be a lot more level-headed than it was decades ago. One person who saw a lot back in the day is Sting, and the icon was never afraid to call people out on what they were doing. That was apparently a major problem, according to Shaggy 2 Dope of the Insane Clown Posse, who spoke on their Palcast show this week about the Stinger, saying, "He's a rat. He f***ing told on all the wrestlers who were cheating on their wives, just ratted them out. He turned f***ing Christian and ratted all of the boys in the back, told all their wives that they were all f***ing bitch." Whilst there is a certain code to the locker room, we imagine the easiest way to not have Sting reveal your affair is to not have an affair in the first place, and we'll have to see if the icon comments on the claim made against him. More from WWE, and though it was expected that SummerSlam 2021 would be the next time fans got to attend an event live, crowds may be returning sooner than anyone thought. Earlier this month, AEW announced a return to touring in July, and on the Mat Men Wrestling Show, it was reported that WWE will also return to touring in 2 months' time. Their report noted that WWE is planning for fans to return somewhere between July 16th and July 19th, with SmackDown being the first event with a live crowd in some capacity. A lot of details are sketchy at this time, as the report didn't specify if this would be a one-week trial or something longer, but fans can expect to be once again booking tickets to WWE TV starting in July. Paige news next, as the former Divas champion has a massive fan base thanks to her Twitch streams, and those fans were trolled in a major way this week. Before a live stream she was doing on Twitch, Paige included a photo where she was doctored up in a big way, as it looked like she'd been to the plastic surgeon a few times since fans last saw her on TV. Though many fans realized the former SmackDown GM was trolling, others believed it was real when it was actually just a filter and some dodgy Photoshop. It's worth mentioning that some fans were heavily trolling Paige for the picture, but we should make it clear that this was just a prank from Paige, nothing more, and we hope she's okay mentally after a torrent of rude comments on social media. Since joining WWE in late 2015, Asuka's career has had ups and downs, but the Empress of Tomorrow has amassed a huge army of loyal fans with some pretty big names. It's no secret that Batista is a fan of Asuka, and this week, the Animal called out WWE for the recent booking of the Raw Women's Champion. Facing Rhea Ripley this week ahead of this Sunday's triple threat match, many fans were surprised to see Asuka lose clean in the ring, and on social media, Batista said he's shocked that WWE is, quote, jobbing out Asuka. This isn't the first time Batista has commented on the Japanese superstar, who he called his hero after she was crowned Raw Women's Champion in May last year, and the Animal is just one of many people confused by WWE's current handling of the talented superstar. And we're ending today with more news from Asuka, as she takes her role of a WWE superstar and role model seriously, even though it hasn't always been easy. Speaking to ET Canada, the former Raw Women's Champion discussed how her mother laughed the first time she said she wanted to be a wrestler, and she was only able to start training after she graduated from college. As one of WWE's top stars, Asuka has certainly made it, but she still experiences a lot of resistance nowadays. As she explained, "There has been a visible uptick in violence and hate speech against Asian people. How does it make you feel to see and hear about these terrible acts? I hate it. I hate it. I don't understand. It's a waste of time to be hateful." Asked if she's experienced any anti-Asian racism, Asuka said that there was one instance around this time last year, saying, "I was at the airport. A woman came towards me. When she noticed me, she covered her mouth with her hand and ran away from me. Asuka added that this wouldn't have happened before the ongoing global situation and encouraged people to understand Asian culture to make the world a more tolerant place. Hopefully things will get back to normal sooner rather than later, as nobody deserves to be treated this way based on where they're from. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.